Hello, it's Andrew Arcana. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's true, but you do things anyway and see where you land. It's the first time I've ever done unboxing of any sort, but a few people have asked if I would ever consider it, so here we go with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot and one of these multi-tools I got for a couple bucks at the used bookstore of all places. And if this doesn't work, I have plan B, but I think that's going to go. Well, plan B. That is why we keep those with our spare change. Conventional wisdom is that you look like you have a talent, but people know better. So now it's just a tool all its own. Minute. Cellophane wrap again. Quite possibly, yes. If you can't see it, just fumble your way around with your fingers and you'll find some sort of bump. Alright, I have very little expectations except for what Tarot Oracle has set, that a lot of the skies are going to look the same. Low Scarabeo also means these are going to be fun to shuffle if you position your hands at just the right place. Otherwise, they're going to spill all over. Fool. Interesting dog, actually. A lot of what I would look for in a Fool. It doesn't look like too much of a drop there, but otherwise we're good. The Magician, oh, a little bit of classic definitions of Mercury coming into play. Seems to be like an owl there. I'm into this. A High Priestess. Let's see. Yes, I'm tilting this toward myself from time to time. Yes, this is so far a lot of things I like in a the Empress with that. Whoa, didn't mean to look there right away, but then again, it's either a sort of 1960s rocket bra and cardigan, or there are a few explanations for that. Otherwise, I find that to be a really good Empress, Emperor. You know, one of my favorite decks is the Halloween Tarot because it really pays a lot of tribute to the Rider-Waite-Smith, but this is doing it pretty well in a different way. Hierophant, whoops, try to keep that a bit off screen, but the Lovers didn't bring a Halloween costume this year. The Chariot, pretty accurate. That is cool. You know, the Strength has what you would normally expect, along with what could be a dryad of sorts and another face in the clouds. That the infinity symbol over her head. I'm liking this as a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. The Hermit, the light that not just illuminates his path, but that he can use to help illuminate the path of others, and maybe he's even helping out. The Wheel, which makes me think, if I don't want to show flesh, too much of it at least. Everybody with their books. I'm liking this. Justice, Libra, pretty alright. Hanged Man, not much of a drop again. I wonder if the artist is afraid of heights. But feet in more or less the right position. And another face there. Death, let's see. Now, to me, one of the cool things about Death and the Rider-Waite-Smith is the 4 other people on it. The old guy, it seems, who's just flopped over, like, screw it, I quit. The person, possibly a priest, begging, oh no, don't take me. Somebody else looking the other way, like, nope, if I can't see it, it can't hurt me. And then there's the kid on Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork, who's like, wow, mister, I've never met the living representation of my eternal doom before. Is that really you? And the message is almost to be like that kid. Just open your eyes and embrace this thing that's about to happen, because when you get to the next step, you're going to be a lot better prepared. The next step being temperance. Interesting thing to... sorry about the lighting. The devil... and 2 very... I'm going to pull this away. The chains around their ankles. Looked up to that. It doesn't really show the escape route I want. That's like my big thing with the devils. I want to see an escape route. The tower, a little bit in the campy Halloween style. The star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More or less seems all right. 1 jug to the mouth, both going in the water. No clothes on. Sorry about that. Oh, wow. I'd been in a conversation with someone who didn't notice that there was a crayfish or crustacean on the moon card before, but can't help but notice it here. There's a little bit in the way the moon's facing that runs a touch contrary to how I learned, but still, overall, attention to detail. I'm just going to kind of go through these. The sun, we've got, well, I have to appreciate that the person on the horse is an adult. And, right, I was not expecting some of this. Here's Judgment. It was just a threefer of, man, I have actually seen decks brand themselves as being rather adult in nature with fewer topless women on them. All right. Ace of Cups. Weird to see the cups come first, but the 2, not quite the romantic scene most people draw, but I kind of like. The 3 is the celebration. The 4 as pretty typical there. The vulture makes this one. All right, the vulture is going to make that one. The 5, everything at a glance, everything I want's there. Castle, things like that. The 6 of like memories of childhood or old friends, and pretty good. It's actually almost looks like a friend giving another friend a gift. A 7 of Cups with the options, the illusionary success, depending on how you read it. The 8, which is like, forget this. This is more than I can handle. I'm taking off for a little bit. Different interpretations, but it seems claustrophobic. I think that's there aren't very many heights. The towers seem kind of squat and short. The 9 of Cups, which is usually like the sort of smirking, I don't want to say smirking, but the figure that looking maybe a little too proud of himself, but that's all right. The 10 of Cups is a sort of happy family situation. Of course, a skeleton fish and the Page of Cups. Face in the clouds with the Knight. Watery part of water. And the King. Ace, kind of standard. 2 of Pentacles, we've got the Infinity, the juggling. Pretty all right. The 3, sort of a craft, but also mentorship. I'm into this. Empress might be one of the most dignified 4 of Pentacles I've ever seen. The 5, the figure that you would associate with being on the stained glass, is just now giving our people a hug. Yeah, I'm going to hold these a little bit further, I think. The 6, the sharing. Of course, 7, planting the crop. And 8 of craftsmanship, building the same thing repeatedly. The 9, here we go, is there's generally like a peacock figure. Not sure what kind of bird that is, but that is one confident looking witch. This probably just looks bad. And the 10, another completion. Court cards, doing what court cards do. I think the winged mount on the Knight of Pentacles implies a little more speed than most cards, decks. The Queen and the King. Actually, the King's looking in charge. It's like even nature's sitting, hanging around, asking how they can serve. The Wands, which seems to be a spinal column. 2 of Wands, looking out over the Dominion. The 3, looking for the next opportunity with 1 foot on a pumpkin. The 4, and again, kind of that home. The 5, oh, this is cool. It's one of the things about the 5 is that generally they all look very similar but are wearing different colors. And this, yeah, they didn't even, they just look similar. More faces in the clouds. The 6 with the victory. 7, which possibly should show more conflict than this. The 8, a bunch of sticks flying through the air, hard to mess that up. The 9 showing defense. And the 10 of Wands being a woman with no shirt on 1 knee and 1 foot. Yeah, she got 10 wands on her back and nothing on her front. Okay, the Page of Wands. Knight, Queen, King. Swords, that's looks like kind of sword I would see advertised at wish.com or in some shopping mall. The 2 being stuck. Interesting that it's not directly facing the viewer. The 3, this is fascinating. I'm trying to do this in a way that the light doesn't glare up on it, and it's almost like that dryad happening again, like there's branches or roots for hair. Very different take. It's, well, not entirely different, but 4 being rest. 1, 2, 3. Now, all 4 swords above. I kind of like the symbol that rest and meditation can turn at least one of the 4 swords into a weapon down by the side, but everything else I want in that card is there. The 5, you know what? She is covering herself with the hilt of that sword, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Don't see anybody she might have stolen it from. This reminds me of when I was really young, my dad thought I would enjoy a boat ride at Disney World. Took me on the Pirates of the Caribbean. All of those animatronics screaming and shooting at each other scared the daylights out of me. But at the very end, there's a blue field and a skeleton guy who's just calmly driving his boat. He knows what he wants to do. He's happy. He doesn't care what they're up to. He wants to drive his boat. He's driving it. And I was 2 years old when I went on that ride. I've never been afraid of skeletons. That guy was cool. 7 of Swords, same thing. I mean, obviously kind of taking off with them. I want to look at that 5 again. Because part of the 5 that I'd read somewhere is that it could be a combination of the 2 that leaves a person stuck and 3 that causes heartbreak, which is why they're frequently shown divided up as 2 and 3. 8 of Swords, almost everything I would want in that. There's that blindfold, that illusion of being stuck. 2 of them actually stabbing that pumpkin. But blue skies and a safe space right behind her. As soon as she just turns around and sees it, she's home free. The 9, it's all in your head. Kind of an interesting pattern there. I like it when, I think there is some imagery in the swords all pointing to one side, almost pointing to where she's looking in a typical like Rider-Waite-Smith, because it does say that there's no danger, but that all of that strife is just in your head. And of course the 10 of Swords, if there was ever an appropriate place to put a vulture, it's a Halloween themed 10 of Swords. Interesting. The page has a beard, and you know, dependent on the system, it doesn't. There's no necessarily assigned gender, and the knight seems considerably more feminine. Kind of cool. Of course, the knight is air sign. It's perfectly okay for the Knight of Swords to be on a. It is an owl. The queen in control of things. She is. That is an awkward place to put a vulture. And the king doing what the king does. All right. I am surprised by the number of bare chests in this deck. That came as a shock. I think if I was going to use a Halloween themed deck to read for others, it'd certainly be Kipling West's Halloween Tarot as opposed to this. You just don't know what anybody's sensitivities are, and it's nice to be respectful. I kind of want to go through my Tarot of the Vampires again. I've been tempted to stash away a backup of that because I can think of, I believe the Hierophant or the Emperor may show a little bit of nudity, like just kind of off in one corner almost, like not in your face. And there's more of a point to it, I think. That one might be fun to read for Halloween, and I have grown to love it because of how much it works on the astrological correspondences. This really faithful Rider-Waite-Smith clone in more ways than not, most of the ways that count. Could be fun to try out in my nightly reads. See if I can get this a little bit like that. Kind of enjoying it. I'll give it a shot in a couple of nightly reads, maybe post an update in a comment or in the description. Thank you.